All right, all right, all right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Wednesday morning Inner Circle Live session. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. We hope everybody's doing well today on this fine Wednesday. Looking forward to it being an awesome day. So, as always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper for notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. All right. So, real quick before we go any further, uh, drop me one in the chat if you can hear me okay. All right, beautiful, beautiful. All right, so we will take a look at fundamentals. Has some news come in early this morning. Uh, Definitely going to take a look at that, and then we'll pop through to see how it impacted the market. All right. Also, if you guys have any pairs that you want me to take a look at, drop those into the chat for me, and I'll make sure that I get to those this morning. All right. So, give me 1 second, and we will get rocking. All right. So let's hop over to trading economics, see what is popping for the day. All right. So, man, UK inflation rate remains above 10%. UK inflation rate remains above 10%. Annual inflation rate in the UK eased to 10.1% in March from 10.4 the month before. And market expectations of 9.8%. The rate remained above 10% for the seventh consecutive month as food inflation hit 19.1%, the highest since at least August 1977. Crazy. Meanwhile, prices grew at a slower pace for transportation and restaurants and hotels. That's big. Then we hop over to Eurozone, right? Annual inflation rate in the Euro area was confirmed at 6.9% in March, down for a fifth consecutive month from last October's record high of 10.6%, and its latest level since February 2020, as lowest level since February 2022. Still remains stubbornly high and well above the European Central Bank's target of 2%. As well as the core index that hit a fresh record high of 5.7, right? And we know they look at core inflation as that key indicator, putting pressure on policymakers to push on with further rate hikes, right? Energy prices dropped 0.9% in March, the first month of decline in 2 years, while non-energy industrial goods inflation eased to 6.6% and 6.8% in February. All right. On the other hand, prices rose at a faster rate for both food, alcohol, and tobacco and services. All right. So inflation is still high in the Eurozone, even though it's starting to come down in some areas. All right. So rate hikes still to come. All right. Rate hikes still to come. So that was the big news coming out of the Asian session into into the early sessions this morning. So over to the calendar, we had, right, here's that data from this morning, right, still above the expectations coming out of the UK, right, and here's the Eurozone data here. Right there came in at expectation. So now later on today, we have CPI data coming out of New Zealand. All right. We also have crude oil inventories coming in later this morning as well. So still some data to come, but the market has started to move. All right, the market started to move, and then tomorrow we have unemployment claims coming for the United States, and some members coming to the microphone. Central bank members coming to the microphone. So that's where we are from a fundamental perspective. Benny, good morning, bro.
Brian, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Good morning, everybody.
Anything catch your eye this morning, bro? Outside of the or including the inflation numbers?
No, man, that's it. That what I was watching closely because of that pound cat setup. So actually played in our favor. So that's just about it. You're on it, man.
Cool deal, man. Yeah, well, we'll definitely take a look at that one and see where it pushed pricing. What we can take a look at going forward. So appreciate it, bro.
Yep.
All right. So let's hop over and take a look at it, right? Many brought up that pound cat. We'll take a look at the dollar in a second also, but one second, everybody. There we go. All right, so that pound cat, right? This was the setup. This was the setup. AB boundary 118, 127 zone off the shallow retracement pushed us right into TP1, right? Still trying to push to the upside. We got this daily level coming in here at 167, 327, right? Just shy of TP2, right? We'll see if we get to that TP2 level. All right. Then looking at how things are going on, I'll bounce back to the daily and the 4 hour. But what I'm looking at, we know inflation is still going to be a thing. Interest rates are still coming. So it'll be interesting to see how far price pushes into this AB boundary here on the 1 hour, right? If price stays within that AB boundary, looking at the potential of, right, another move to the downside, right? We'll see how the numbers play out. We'll see what the central bank decides to do, right? But long term, and I'll go back to the higher time frames to take a look at it. But I want to see if we get price to turn over, get some confirmations of a move back down to the downside, right? So as we bounce back weekly, right? We know we're here, double top scenario at this weekly resistance level off of a shallow retracement push through the 118, 127 zone, all right? On the daily, this is what that looks like. We got a 382 retracement, right? And we're playing around in this range here right now, right? Coming into that daily resistance level. And then on our 4, here's where we have that 80-20 scenario that we've been watching, right? Just shy of TP1 on that push down. Nice retracement here. We'll see if we stay below this daily previous daily support. See if it holds as resistance, right? If it does hold as resistance, all right, we could see price turn over and make its way fully get to that TP1 level and potentially TP2, and then we'll see from there. All right, so that's what I'm looking for now, right? I got to TP1, took my profit on that move. Now I'm looking to see if we press the TP2 and if we're able to hold and turn back over. All right, you guys follow me there? Obviously, fundamentals will come into play there, so we'll have to watch it closely to see if we get our confirmations of that move back down. All right. Great move, Carolyn. Great work. Great work. All right. Questions on that pound cat? No? All right. Sweet. So we'll watch. We'll watch and see. Watch and see. Take a look at the dollar real quick. It's just hovering, right? Just hovering right here. Sideways push. Sideways push. We're starting to retrace yesterday, right? But now we're just pressing sideways. Okay, now we're just pressing sideways. So we'll continue to monitor to see how things go. Like I said, we got central bank speakers coming to the microphone over the next couple of days. We'll see what they have to say and see how that pushes the market. But looking for this to continue making its way to the downside here. All right. So that is that. Let's take a look at, we'll go through these pound pairs and the euro pairs. So looked at the pound CAD. Let's take a look at the pound Aussie. All right. So this one is interesting, right? Here on the daily, we know we haven't gotten to 382. We know we're just shy of the D extension here, right? We created this level of daily resistance. You had the strong press to the downside. Now we're getting this retracement. Okay, so I'm going to want to see, does this daily level at 186, does that daily level hold, right? And even potentially, right, this was a previous resistance here, right? See if that level holds. See if that holds. Support level on the lower time frames, resistance level on the lower time frames. Let's see if that level holds. If it does, right, we could be in for more downward movement to that 182 level. We know that those meeting minutes out of Australia came out yesterday or on Monday, and they said that they're open to, right, the potential of having to continue to increase interest rates, right? So it'll be an interesting back and forth here to see what direction price moves. All right, so that's on the higher time frames. Let's come down to the 4, right? And here's our 80-20 on the 4. Okay, haven't gotten a shallow retreat. Haven't gotten that 382 pushed into the zone. We turned over, right? Now we're getting a pullback. Okay, so this is that zone that we saw on the daily. All right, so let's see. Got to see what price does, right? Does this zone hold? And we'll look at that move on the lower time frame as well. But as price pushes into this zone, which we were looking for, right, we'll see if price is able to stay below that daily level at 186. Okay, coming down to our 1. This is the retracement here, right? We ran our fib off the high, and we were looking for this pullback. Take that out. We're looking for that pullback there. Hold on one second. My bad. But we're looking for this pullback here, right? So price is trying to make its way higher. Strong push. You might get a pullback. Let's see, as price gets into our sweet spot here, 618 and deeper, we'll see if this zone is able to hold and see if we get price to turn over in that sweet spot, right? So that's our AB boundary, 618 retracement or deeper. Okay, so let's see. But this is what I was looking for here, is this retracement to come. I didn't trade it because we already got that 382 push, right? So now I'm just waiting for price, the market to give me a high price, and then looking for the potential opportunity to get short. All right, if that presents itself. So pound Aussie, questions? All right, and I'm looking at this from a higher time frame perspective. Again, fundamentals will come into play, so we'll have to pay attention to that, right? And if that changes our bias, then that'll change our bias, right? And we'll look for price to continue to rise through the zone, right? If price continues to push to the upside, right? Because we could definitely get to that D extension on the daily time frame, right? It's not out of bounds, right, on the daily time frame and on the 4-hour time frame. So we'll have to watch that closely. So that means if we stay inside this AB boundary on the 1 hour, right, then we'll look short, right? If price doesn't take out the A, then it has no choice to go our way. But if price pushes through that resistance level and pushes through that AB boundary, right, look for price to continue to press to the upside. Okay. No questions there. All right. Let's take a look at the what's next? We looked at the pound CAD, pound Aussie. Take a look at the pound yen. All right? Daily time frame perspective, we're still pressing to the upside. Okay. Still pressing to the upside, still inside this AB boundary coming off the high here, right? But pressing to the upside. So we're at an 8-6 retracement right now. Got a weekly resistance level coming in here at 169.009. All right. So we're pressing long still, right? Against the yen. It makes sense, right? Along with that data that came out today, makes sense, right? Pressing to the upside here. So we will watch once price gets to this 169.009 level, see if we stay inside that AB boundary. Okay. So still pressing long. Come down to the 4. All right. Headed to the D extension on the 4, right? That wick didn't get us to the 786 level, right? So the matching D extension is here at 168.087. Okay. So just shy of that level on the 4. Headed to the D extension. So we'll watch to see how the market responds in this zone here. Okay. Right. So another push to the upside potentially coming, and we'll see what happens once price gets there. Get to the D extension on the 4, that A boundary on the daily. See if we break through and continue to rise. All right. Or if we turn over and make our way back down. Coming down to the 1. Let's see what we have here. I don't know where my fibs went. Let's run those to the upside. I believe I'll come to this low here. Oops. Like so. Oh, one more. All right. Boom. So there we are on the 1. That's our AB boundary there. All right. Hit the D extension, 8-6 level. We're working to create this swing high. Once that candle closes, we'll have a new swing high. So our new fib will look like that. All right. So if this continues to press to the upside, coming into this 118, 127 zone, right? If we get something like this, that puts us in alignment with that D extension on the 4, right? And puts us in that A boundary zone on the daily, right? Into that weekly resistance level at 169. Right. So let's see if we get this action, get to that D extension, and then we'll monitor things and see if we continue to rise to the upside, right? Or if price turns over and presses back down. Okay. But long right now, nonetheless. Questions on the pound yen?
No, sir.
All righty. Cool deal. And let's take a look at pound dollar. All right. Weekly time frame. Still struggling at this weekly level. All right. 124.509. Pressing back into it now. Right. For a third straight week. Weren't able to close above it last week. Pressing into it again this week. Coming down to the daily. This is that look, right? This is that third push into that zone. Today we got some indecision as we press into it. So, all right, we're looking at potentially pushing up to that 126 level as the dollar's hovering a little bit, right? So this is that range that we also see on the dollar crosses, okay? So we're stuck in that range. So we'll watch this to see if we're able to get this push to the upside, or if that level does hold and we press down. Okay. So that's still something yet to be seen, right? Don't have a 380. Looks like we just barely wicked that 382 there. 118.017. Just shy. Just barely shy of that 382 there. So technically no 382. That 118 and 127 zone is still in our sights as well. So as we come down to the 4, right? Still watching that level. We don't have a 382 on the 4-hour either, right? So the 80-20 scenario is still possible, but right, we want to see what the dollar does. And if the dollar does turn over and press to the downside, we could see this continue to rise. Okay, so we're still hovering in the zone here, and we need price to make a decision. You needed to make a decision. Okay, break out in one direction or the other. All right, so that's what we need: either break down or push up and a breakout to the upside. Okay, but 80-20 scenario on the 4-hour as well. As we come down to the 1, right? I want to run the fibs off the low real quick just to see where they are. Yeah, okay. So we got a 618 retracement here on the 1-hour, right? We know we're playing in this range here, but the D extension on the 1 is also in line with that 126 level. Okay, so that is still possible. Okay, so I want to keep that in mind as we're monitoring price, right? Because again, it's going to depend on kind of what the dollar does. But if we take this out and look at just short-term scenario here, right? Here's an 80-20 scenario that's playing out. Shallow retracement. We push into that 118, 127 zone, right? Looked at it over the weekend. Boom. Now we're pressing back to the upside, coming into a previous level here, right? This is that weekly level that we've been dancing at, right? We got to the 382 level. Now it's a question of what's going to happen. Are we going to continue to rise, right? Deeper retracement here, continue to push, or stay below, right? So this 80-20 scenario played out to that 382 level, the TP1. Now we want to monitor again to see what happens. Okay, so indecisive right now as we're getting that consolidation, right? We'll need a catalyst to push it in one direction or the other. That CPI data didn't exactly do it, right? Didn't exactly do it. Okay, so indecisive right now on the pound dollar. Let's see what the cloud looks like on this. We broke below and now we're retesting the cloud. Interesting. So probably move sideways here. We got a bullish cloud ahead. So we'll watch that and see how things transpire there. But price is moving through the cloud. So we got consolidation there. Okay. Questions on the pound dollar? No? Okay. Cool deal. Let's hop over to our pound New Zealand trade. So we're watching this one on moves down. So daily time frame. All right. Let me do this. There we go. All right. So daily time frame, right? That's our AV boundary coming off the low. 236 retracement. Price is trying to press back to the upside here. All right. We got this move down. Price is pressing back up. We'll see if we stay below the B boundary or if we push higher into that 118, 127 zone on the daily. All right. We know that New Zealand's been relatively weak as of late. Okay. So we potentially could see that. Could see that push to the upside there on the daily. Okay. So we come down to the 4. And here we have our 80-20 scenario on the 4. All right. Now that daily resistance level 203 is inside that D extension. Okay. So we'll see what happens here if we do break. So this high here is the B boundary on the daily. So that would actually be resistance level there. Yeah, that'd be a resistance level there. So there's a daily resistance. So question, do we stay below this level? Right? Do we stay below this daily resistance or do we push to the upside, break that level, and head to the next. Right, but we got an 80-20 scenario here on the 4. This is what we've been playing. Right, had a nice move last week to the downside, and now this is the retracement. Right, and we're looking for it to come. Right, and gave us a deep retracement here. So now we'll watch to see what happens at the high. Right, do we turn over and continue to make our way back to the downside and give ourselves a double top? Right, yet to be seen. Whoops. So coming to the 1. All right, this is what the 80-20 looks like on the 1. Okay, TP1 still there. All right, so if we track our sub fibs off the high, this is where we sit at an 8-6 retracement. All right, so that A boundary, right, stays inside. We'll look for price to continue moving to the downside. Right, if it takes out the A, we'll look for another push to the upside, and we'll likely get to the D extension on the 1 hour if that occurs. Okay, so that's where we sit. That's where we sit. All right. Questions on the pound New Zealand. That original move was a beautiful one, 250 pips to the down, or off the high, 280 pips to the downside, right? And then we got this reversal off the B boundary for another 260. So we'll see what happens there. Okay, nope. All right, cool deal. It didn't. You got a limit order. What you got, Joy?
My original order was a limit order. It didn't hit. I didn't consider the spread, and so it never activated. So I left it in there to see if it was gonna come back.
What's your level?
It is. It was right before. It was right before that daily line.
Just inside of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. Let's see. Okay.
Yeah, because I took the top. I was taking like the top of that candle where I thought it was gonna hit. Yeah, where I thought it was gonna hit right before that.
It came close.
Yeah.
Came close. Let's see. What does this look like on the 15?
Like that one I posted yesterday. It does it every single time. That trade didn't even activate till probably about late last night because I woke up and it did activate. But a lot of times price hit it, and I guess because of 5 o'clock in the spread, it was like, nope.
That spread is crazy. Yeah, especially on some of those Swissy pairs and these pound and New Zealand pairs. Yeah, the spread gets this pair specifically. The spread is insane. So we definitely could get to your level though, right? So we got an 8-6 retracement here. So the matching D extension is at 201, right? Came just shy of it here. So we could see price potentially turn back over and peak up and get to that level and test that daily resistance zone. So definitely continue to monitor. Questions here? Oh. All right. Cool.
No, sir.
Cool deal. Since I clicked on it, right? Here's oil. There's oil, right? 80-20 scenario on the 1, pressing to the downside. Coming in for that retracement. Nice, strong, bullish move there. Coming back down. So let's bounce back to the daily. Ooh, clean this up a bit. There we go. All right, so Benny posted this in the newsletter a while ago, right? AB boundary at this monthly zone, right? And we're looking for the retracement to come, right? And it came. And it came. Created a new swing high at this previous daily resistance level. And now we're getting price to turn over a bit, right? Getting a pullback off the strong bullish move, right? So it's a question of, is this just a retracement for continuation, right? Or is this price turning over for this continuation down, right? And get into that zone that the the government wants it to get to, around $60 a barrel. We'll see. All right, we'll see. Got some concerns because of inflation, right? Joy posted that article in the Discord this morning regarding the concerns of the major oil using countries with those inflation numbers that came out. So with central banks having increased interest rates, could potentially slow things down a bit, right? Which is bringing oil back down to the downside. So we'll see how far that comes. But as we move through the time frames here, come to the 4, right? And we run these fibs to the upside off the low. Boom. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. We know the story, right? Retracement coming. So we'll see. We got a previous resistance level here, right? Right in our sweet spot. So we'll see what happens when price presses down into this zone. All right. Do we just come back and retest the resistance that we broke out of? Right? Or do we press deeper? Okay. But retracement happening nonetheless on oil. Okay. So we'll look for a high price potentially gets, and then coming into the summer months. Yes, we have inflation. Yes, we have interest rates continuing to increase, but we also know summertime, generally there's more movement, more travel, more things happening, construction, things like that. So we could see an interesting battle in price, right? As seasonality comes into play, we could see oil press to the upside at some point. So we'll see. All right. But retracement coming on oil, or retracement happening on oil. All right. Beautiful snare there. Questions on oil?
Can I see your 15?
15, yeah.
Because I'm trying not to get in revenge trading.
Let that thing go.
But it looked like it's a pullback on the 15 because I seen a D extension hit. And it looked like it was in that one in the 80-20 scenario. I mean, it wouldn't be revenge because I ain't totally lost. I just scared myself out.
Not yet. Got another push deeper here.
Okay.
The extension at 78.56.
Okay, bet.
Yeah, and then you look for your AB boundary. Yep. But if you can get a high price, right? If you get a high price, give you opportunity to get short and continue that move down into that zone. It wouldn't be a bad idea.
Well, no, I got a buy limit there, and that was the reason why I noticed
at the extension or at the 618 level.
It is like at 70. It's down at the sweet spot in the 4 hour. Okay. And that's the reason why I took that 80-20 on the 1 hour, because I called myself trading it back down. But I'm gonna wait for the buy limit then.
But right, and you said it earlier, right? Trust your analysis. If your if your stop loss doesn't get hit, allow price to do its thing. Right? Allow price to go. Right? Trust your analysis, and because you're doing the math up front, right? If it hits your stop loss, you can live with it. Right?
Yeah. So, I guess because this a new, I never really, probably once or twice, so I haven't got my confidence as I do like with the regular currency pairs than with oil. So I'm just
I dig it. it's good work, right? You see it, right? You saw it. You saw the move. So that that's a confidence builder right there. Great work. Great work. We'll look at this one also while we're on this side, right? On the daily time frame, Bitcoin, right? We know we've been tracking this longer crown pattern. We didn't get down to that $9,000 level that we've been looking at. Getting a pullback now, right? Strong bearish action, taking back some of that move, right? We zoom in on the smaller waves on this retracement. We got an 80-20 scenario, shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone here. We'll see if this retracement comes, right? These are previous daily levels here, right? That we broke back above, getting to this close to 31,000, right? Let's see what happens when we get back to 26 and 25, right? If we break back below these levels, right, could see something like that. Got some work to do though, so we'll see. We'll see what happens with the dollar. We'll see what happens with inflation, interest rates. All of that will definitely continue to play a part in this movement here. So we'll watch to see. But 80-20 scenario coming here. Look for that retracement to happen if you're a Bitcoin trader, right? Retracement potentially on the way. Okay. And let's go down. I wasn't going to go down on the lower time frames, but let's take a look at them and see. Whoops. Not one that I trade, but it's always interesting to see, right? Even here on the 4 hour AB boundary, we didn't get into that 118 127 zone, but you see by the markings here, this is what we're looking for, right? And we got that action, and now we're pressing to the downside. Boom. Got a little crown pattern action in there as well. All right. Boom. All right. So retracement on the way. Retracement on the way on Bitcoin. Coming down to the 1. Run the fibs off the low again. Oops. Missing it. There we go. There we go. All right. And even on your 1, 80-20 scenario. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone. Breakdown. All right. So retracement there on Bitcoin. We'll see how deep that goes. All right. We'll see how deep that goes. Questions on Bitcoin?
No.
Cool deal. All right, let's take a look at some of these euros. Euro Aussie. Daily time frame, we're still hovering in this B boundary zone, right? We're unable to break above that 164 monthly resistance level, push down, and now we're kind of just pressing sideways here, right? So we got some decisions to make. Again, right, we from the fundamentals, bullish on the euro, right? Inflation is slowly coming down, but still more work to do. So we'll see what happens here as we move through these waves, right? Coming into the 4, we got this 80-20 scenario, right? We push into that 118, 127 zone. We're making lower highs, trying to make lower lows, right? So we'll see as price continues to move if we're able to stay below the trend line. All right. If we're able to stay below the trend line, pressing back up right now, we'll see if we get another push to the downside in favor of the Aussie. Okay. So on the 4 hour, that's the 80-20 scenario that we're looking at there. Okay. Coming down to the 1. Take these out for a second. Right, this was the move here. Got to a 382 on the 1, right? We're getting a pullback now. So again, right, watching that trend line to see if we stay able to stay below it. Okay. moving down currently. Overall bullish on the euro, right? So we'll see how deep the retracement goes before we get a reversal there. Okay. But I'm tracking this one off of the 4-hour time frame and the 80-20 here. Okay. This should be right there. All right. Questions on the Euro Aussie? Nope.
Nope.
All right, cool. Let's keep I'm going through these zeros. Ben, you got any pairs that you got your eyes on, bro?
I do not right now. Mainly, I was taking a look at the pound CAD, watching that, and also that Euro CAD.
Yep.
So the two that we posted are paying off pretty nice this week. So
They are. This was a setup here on the Euro CAD, right? We got TP1. Looking to see if we get the TP2. All right. Fresh AB boundary, push to the upside here. All right. So we are getting there. We're getting there. Okay. We'll see if we get another push to the upside. Gets that 147, 323 level. All right. That was the setup. So let's go back. Higher time frames. Daily 80-20 scenario, right? We got a pullback here. We know we're bullish on the euro, right? So we'll see if this push to the upside continues, right, and gets us back to that daily level at 149, or if we stall out at that 618 retracement on the lower time frames and turn back over, right? We know we got pullbacks on oil, right? and we know that again, that we're bullish on the euro. So coming down to the 4, right? We know we got the back and forth happening here, right? Back and forth happening there. 50% retracement, 118, 127 zone. So we need a breakout in one direction or the other, right? Some indecision there on the 4. And we come down to the 1, right? Back to our setup there. That's our move. All right. We got the retracement, and now we're pushing long. Let's see what happens as we get higher in this AB boundary. All right. So that's the move. Beautiful scenario there. Beautiful push. 68 pips right now. At its highest, we were around 80, 90 pips. All right. So beautiful scenario there. Questions on the Euro CAD?
nope. But I'm looking at the UJ on the 1, just as a structural play. It is sitting at daily resistance. Looking at it from the 1 though, daily resistance at like 135.10. It's moved to the upside quite a bit. So just got a resistance level of 135.10 for the daily.
Gotcha here. Okay.
Yep.
So looking at that resistance level there. Yeah.
Right.
Move to the upside. Let's run the fibs off the low here. Probably go to the next. Yep. Boom. Daily resistance with shallow retracement 118, 127 zone. All right. So on the UJ on the 1 hour, here's your scenario. All right. So we got it like this. Boom. And boom. At least. All right. See what happens at that daily support level. But there's your setup there on the UJ. For the 80-20. TP1. Whoops, can't see that. TP1 and TP2. All right. So let's see if we get this action to the downside here. At least getting us back to TP1. That's a good look there, bro.
Appreciate it.
No doubt. Questions on UJ? No. All right. I'm actually going to place the stop loss. I'm going to adjust this about 135, 181. What's happening? Too much. There we go. And then take profit level 133, 625. Boom. All right. See how it plays out. Cool deal. All right. Good people. Do you guys have any pairs that you have your eyes on? We looked at the pound Aussie that Joe was checking out. You guys have any other pairs that you have your eyes on that you want us to take a look at? Euro dollar. Let's check it out. There we go. Daily time frame, 618 retracement, weekly support, we're pushing along. Right? Stayed below this weekly level, right? But we got some consolidation right now. Got some consolidation right now, right? We know the dollar's also pushing sideways. So we want to see if we're able to push back through this zone and get back to the upside. Okay. We'll have to monitor the C coming down to the 4. All right. 8-6 retracement. Swing to the upside. We know we're bullish on the euros. Dollar pushing sideways, right? This action here. So we'll see. We're pulling back now. We'll see if we are able to push back to the upside and get to that D extension and this next weekly level at 111. Right now, that 110 level is trying to hold. So we'll see how things transpire, right, as we move through the rest of the week. Coming down to the 1, right, and the 80-20 scenario played out. Shallow retracement, 118, 127 zone, breakdown, right? So now it's just a matter of how low does price go before we get a reversal, right? How low does price go before we get a reversal? Okay. But 80-20 scenario was a success, right? So we're watching these lower levels to see if we get another push to the downside. If we get to that 108 level, we'll see. But we could turn over and start making our way back to the upside there. All right. So if we run a sub fib, smaller waves off the low, right? 8-6 retracement off of that smaller wave. Let's see if we get long here. Okay. So that's what we're looking at, right? Just looking at when price decides to turn over and press back to the upside. Okay. That's the euro dollar. Questions here?
Nope, I think we're good on that one. That was nice. That's a nice setup.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was. Yes, it was. Cool deal. Well, good people. Ben, you got anything before we wrap it up, bro?
No, sir. All right. The ABCD ways continue.
They continue. All right. Saga continues. All right, good people. We will be back at it tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Asian session with my awesome partner, Mr. Benny Allen. Until then, you guys have an awesome day.
Thank you so much. Have a great day.
You're welcome.